Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. All right, a couple of quick vids to bring to your attention before we crack on with this one. Ade Gman is finally up. We actually filmed it on Wednesday, but I had so many issues with that video. I'm not going to bore you to death with the issues, but it is up. Please go and give it a watch. This is a great watch. Adam Smith done his top 10 UK and Irish fighters, like really good. He goes into so much detail about every pick. That's up. Please go and give that a watch. And the presenter episode 4 with Adam Smith is up as well. Again, please go and give that a watch. I know there is an issue with the sound quality of that video. I mean, look, it's not that bad. Let's calm down a little bit. Ain't that bad, but I do know there is an issue. I was going to take the whole video down and reload it. Sorry, re-upload it with the perfect audio, but ain't that serious. So yeah, those are all up. Please go and give them a watch. It really helps. We are trying to do different types of videos on the channel. Talking of that, I'm still kind of and ahhing as to what I do, but I do want to talk football on the channel. I love football, guys. I do love football. And I don't know if I should start a whole another channel to talk football or put the videos up on this channel. I'm not quite sure. But I am going to start doing some football content on the channel. I present football. I talk about football a lot. I go into other people's channels and talk football. I'm like, why am I not talking football? But what I might do is another channel, I don't know, called Ade Oladipo Plus or more Ade Oladipo. I haven't thought of a name. But yeah, we are going to start talking some football. And it would be nice to get you guys support. I know. You guys love your boxing. But I feel like the majority of boxing fans like football. I almost feel like it's a sport that crosses over. But I guess we'll see. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about before we talk about OLEKSANDR USYK versus AGIT KABAYEL, which might happen. Not next, but might happen. All right, let's start here. How good is Alif Nur Turan? Now, if you asked me this question before her most recent fight, I would have said she is scary. She's still that, but I would have said scary. To kind of answer the question, how good is difficult, because are we talking how good is she technically? They're not very good, if I'm just being frank. But she obviously doesn't need the technical ability yet. She will when she goes up a higher class of fighters. But so far, so good, right? I mean, again, her last performance wasn't great, but not everyone has 10 out of 10 performances. Her performances prior to that were vicious. I mean, again, it was 3 knockouts prior to that, and I was ringside for 2 of those. I mean, she's a vicious puncher. She just needs to work on things technically. I don't know if that's a new trainer. I don't know what that is. But I know that Eddie and Matchroom are very excited about her. DAZN are very excited about her. I think Eddie was in Turkey recently with her, and I'm guessing that was a new deal, maybe looking at a plan, a route to get some of the big names in the ring. Caroline Dubois would be the one. Obviously, Dubois got Terry Harper, but if Dubois can get through that, that's a big fight. Obviously Eddie has a working relationship with MVP, so there are no issues in terms of making that fight. So look, we'll see how good she is when she fights that caliber of fighter. But again, in saying that, I mean, she stopped Beatriz Ferreira, who a lot of people thought was better than Dubois. So I don't know, but technically kind of wild, but scary. Very scary. Zufa Boxing announces the 8 divisions it will recognize. I've seen this. Let me just go through the 8 divisions. It's the old school ones plus the cruiserweight division. Remember, cruiserweight, it's not one of the old school ones. Cruiserweight was only added in the late 70s. I think 78 or 79. The WBC were the first to kind of recognize it, and then the others went on board after that. But heavyweight, cruiserweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight, lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight. Fucking hell, it's like fuck the flyweights, all those smaller guys. And you think how good the smaller guys are. It's like, forget them. Like, so they're not recognizing Bam. Bam would have to move up. Jesus Christ, this is interesting. They're not recognizing Inoue. Inoue would have to move up. Inoue would have to move up. Kind of great. They're not recognizing the most stacked division in boxing right now, which is 154 pounds, not recognized. Think about the fighters in that division. Not just the fighters, but the potential superstars in that division, like people that I think will go on to do really good pay-per-view numbers. Ortiz will do that. Xander Zayas, I think, will do that. Boots is obviously in there. they're not recognizing those either. I mean, look, there is a part of me that sometimes feel that we have too many weight classes, and some people are becoming multi-weight world champions because there are too many weight classes. But that's what boxing is now. We're almost trying to strip back what boxing has built over the last 3 decades, and I don't know if that's right. Obviously, the UFC have way fewer divisions, and maybe Dana's thinking we just need to clean this up a little bit. I'm not sure. I am happy that, there are some divisions that just need to be thrown out of boxing, like bridgerweight needs to go. I have no interest in bridgerweight. I sometimes do feel that the jump between light heavy and cruiser is almost a bit too big. 25 pounds. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. Super middleweight not recognized. There's some good fighters. I think Hamza Shiraz is going to be the king of that division soon. I don't know. It almost feels like it's trying to separate itself from everything. And I just don't know if that's a good thing. Look, we wait and see. Again, I've said this a few times. They have a lot of power over there. I mean, Zufa seem to be announcing fight cards or dates all the time now. They are signing a lot of fighters. Maybe not huge names yet, but those will come. They were close to signing Bam. They were close. Matchroom obviously matched Zufa's offer. But it shows that they've got deep pockets, big relationships. Be interesting to see how it all plays out. Terence Crawford selected BWAA 2025 Fighter of the Year. So what's that? Boxing Writers Association of America? I believe, yeah. It's difficult to go against it, isn't it? Like I've said, Inoue deserves such a mention here. Like I've said, it's 1A, 1B. In fact, I think I said Inoue deserves just because he fought 4 times. But ultimately, Crawford did jump up from 154 to 168 and become undisputed champion. It's always difficult to go against that. On that, obviously, Canelo sat down, didn't he, with Mr. Versace, who, by the way, is actually a good interviewer. Like, remove all the gimmicky stuff. He's actually very good. He gets a lot out of the fighters. And Canelo seemed to be upset that, he's not running it back with Crawford. Crawford's obviously done interviews recently, and he's almost contradicted himself a couple of times. Like, firstly, it's I'm not going to fight for 100 million. Then I will fight if 100 million's offered. I just wonder if something crazy is put on the table, will he come back out for Canelo? I don't think anything will be put on the table crazy. I don't think that fight generates it doesn't get anywhere near the numbers it got the first time around, put it that way. So maybe Crawford does stay retired, but does he owe Canelo a rematch? Do you know what I mean? Does he? I feel like maybe he does. I don't know. All right, let's talk about Alexander Usyk, Agit Kabayel. Queensberry Promotions put this on their Twitter page. I put it up on the screen that the WBC have ordered Alexander Usyk to defend the WBC World Heavyweight title against Agit Kabayel immediately. This is the bit I don't really like, but it is what it is. Immediately after a voluntary. So Usyk gets one first, like you can have one, and then after that, it has to be Kabayel, or obviously he gets stripped and Kabayel gets upgraded. I don't think Queensberry are going to be too mad at this because I do think that they want Kabayel to have another knock in Germany. I was there, as you guys know, and it was fantastic atmosphere. One of the best, if not the best, I've ever experienced. If you can do that against an unknown opponent, you just up it a bit to another opponent and do it again. So I think that's what Queensberry are going to do. So I don't think they're that mad that it's not been ordered immediately. It would have been a bonus if so, but I think they don't mind getting Kabayel out again in Germany before this Alexander Usyk fight. Look, it's a big fight. It's a big fight. And I think it's an enormous fight in Germany. It's a stadium fight in Germany. Easily a stadium fight. Alexander Usyk brings his own fan base now. I think we've seen that. And Kabayel has a huge fan base, people. Honestly, those Kurdish fans, it sounded like 80,000 in there. I think there was I can't remember, 13 or 14,000. It sounded like there was 5 times that. It was incredible. I love this fight a lot. I really do. I think Kabayel is deserving of it. I'm always nervous when 2 fighters kind of have something planned. It's there, you can see it, and then they take semi-final routes to get there when it's not needed. That's my only concern. Will Alexander Usyk come through the voluntary? Yeah. But will he come through unscathed with no injuries? Who knows? What's Usyk now? 39. The body does start breaking down regardless of how supreme he is. And Kabayel, I mean, what level of fighter are Queensberry going to put him in with next? Like, you've almost got to put him in with someone. With the Usyk carrot being there, you've almost got to put him in with someone that causes no issues. So we don't want no injuries, no cuts, no nothing. So that's my only concern. But finally, the WBC are doing something. Finally, they've shifted gears here and they've ordered this. Because I've questioned what Usyk's doing. I think Usyk is going to have that fight with the kickboxer guy. I thought that's going to happen. If not, it's going to be an American opponent. Don't be surprised if Andy Ruiz's name gets thrown out there again. But look, at least the WBC have ordered it. It's a great fight. It's a great fight that happens this year, which could happen in the autumn. Like, if both of them fight in May, and again, no injuries, then I don't see why it can't happen in the autumn. But we'll see. All right. British Boxing Board of Control responds to claims surrounding wrapping of Nick Ball's hands. Okay, this is stupid. I was listening to Paul Stevenson on TalkSport the other day. He came on, speaks so well. And he made it very, very clear as to what the issue was, right? So Paul Stevenson had 3 fighters on that card. And he obviously has to wrap the hands of all of them. That's what he does. So he did wrap early. He wrapped early because he's got to wrap the hands of all the fighters. Obviously, he's got to corner them, etc., etc. He sent a message to the WBA official to say, look, this is I'm actually going to start wrapping a bit early. Please tell the team of Manny Robles that we're going to wrap early because, and it's a very valid reason, because I've got 3 fighters on the card and look, I've got to wrap all their hands. So if you don't mind, can you come a bit early? And he then followed it up, and this is what he said on TalkSport. He followed up by saying, have you passed a message to Manny Robles' team? Because, I don't just want to get started without them, blah, blah, blah. He obviously hears nothing back. He starts rapping. I mean, there still isn't a WBA official in the changing rooms. That's fact. I've gone into change rooms, I've seen the official's always there. So that's what happened. I think people are making far too much out of this. I've seen some videos on TikTok talking about hand wrapping drama and all, like Nick Ball's fucking Margarito. Let's calm down a bit. That's what happened. I don't know Paul Stevenson. I listened to his reason. I was like, kind of makes sense. Especially if he's told a WBA official to pass it on to Manny Robles. And now look, Manny Robles can respond back to that official and say, no, this is the time we agree. But Paul Stevenson said he heard nothing back. Let's not make... I'm all for, if there are hand wrap, issues, I'm all for it. Trust me. Miguel Cotto Margarito, I've been burnt since then. Any hand wrap thing, I'm like, no, fuck that. But this, I think it's very understanding as to why Paul Stevenson started early. Again, he had 3 fighters on the card. And that's pretty much it. That's the reason. And a couple of those fighters were back-to-back. So he had Andrew Kane. Who else did he have? Was it Nick Ball, Jack Turner? Have I got it wrong? But yeah, basically, he had 1 fight, which was back-to-back. So he had to hand wrap. He just had to hand wrap early. All right, anything else before we wrap? I think that is it. We're going to do a separate video on Fury versus Arslan Bekmambetov going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That will be out maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. Peace enough.